Hey everyone, thank you guys for joining me on my free masterclass on how you can find your life purpose using astrology. My name is Brittany and I'm a spiritual life coach and an intuitive astrologer. And what I do is I help my clients utilize the tools within their birth chart to understand exactly who they are and find their life purpose. So for today's video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can find your birth chart and how to find your life purpose. I'm also going to help you guys understand exactly what astrology is and what a birth chart is. So if you're interested in learning more, be sure to grab a piece of paper, a pen, and stick around because I have a lot of information to share with you guys. I hope you guys are excited, and I want to thank you guys for sticking around and learning exactly how to find your life purpose because it's truly enlightening, and I'm sure you guys are going to be really excited to understand exactly what you're here to do. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys soon. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me on my free masterclass on how to find your life purpose using astrology. Before we get started, I want to make sure that you have a piece of paper and a pen so that you're able to take notes and write down anything you may have questions about and the information you need to find your own birth chart. I hope you guys truly gain a lot of knowledge from what I'm about to share with you today and hope you enjoy the class. Let's get started. Okay, so before we get into exactly what we're going to be talking about, I want to go over exactly what I'll be discussing in this class. We're going to talk about what astrology is. We're going to go over what a birth chart is. We're going to go over what a north node is, which is what we're basically here for to understand what our life purpose is. We're going to talk about what is a south node. We're going to talk about how to get your own birth chart. We're going to discuss how to find your north and south node. And then I'm going to go over what the north node means in each zodiac sign, which will pretty much tell you exactly what you're here to embrace in this lifetime. So if you're ready, let's get started. So let's start by talking about what astrology is. So astrology is the study of the influence of the planets and the stars and how it affects our everyday life, including how it shapes us as a person, how it affects our relationships, our career, our soul purpose, and so much more. The positions of the planets and the stars directly affect us depending on where they are located in the stars. So pretty much, believe it or not, the planets have a huge impact on who we are today. Each planet represents something different, and depending on where those planets are placed in your birth chart, show us exactly how you are as a person. So pretty much everything that happens in the sky affects us on Earth. If you heard of the quote, "as above, so below," this relates to how the planets affect us in the sky to how it affects us down on Earth. The planets move on a daily basis, and depending on what planet they're associated, they're next to or opposite of, can have a great impact on how we may act towards certain situations, how things may develop in our everyday life. So, like I stated before, the planets have a huge impact on our personality and on who we are today. So, that is what astrology is. It's the study of exactly how the planets affect us. And like I said, everybody has relations to these planets in their own life. And I'm going to discuss exactly what that means. So, we're going to talk about what a birth chart is. So, I'm not sure if you have seen one of these before, but every human being has a birth chart. And what a birth chart is the locations and the positions of the planets and the stars when you were born. So, what that looks like is this circle right here. It's pretty much a graph. And in this graph, you can look at it and see exactly where all the planets and the stars were located at the exact time you was born. So in order to get your birth chart, you need to know the exact time you was born. You need to know the location you was born, and you need to have your date of birth. This is pretty much a snapshot of where the planets were located in the sky when you was born. And what this picture shows us is your personality, who you are in this lifetime, and what your purpose in life is. Pretty much we can use this as a map of our life. You could look at this picture and tell someone exactly what they're here to do in this lifetime, what struggles they may have in this lifetime, what they are gifted with in this lifetime, what type of relationship and career may be best for this person, and so forth. Within a birth chart, you can understand and learn so much about a person. So it's extremely useful and helpful for people to understand their own birth chart, because by looking at this picture, you are able to reveal so much about yourself that you probably weren't even aware of. So pretty much what the birth chart consists of is three major components. They consist of planets, pretty much the planets Sun, Moon, Neptune, Pluto, and all the planets, some stars, and what those planets represent are a set of qualities and characteristics that affect that part of our life. Also within the birth chart, we have the zodiac signs, the 12 zodiac signs ranging from Aries to Pisces, and these represent the characteristics and unique personality traits of a person. So if you know that you may be an Aries, you have certain personality traits and characteristics of Aries. So that's also located in a birth chart. And you also have houses. There are 12 houses. So this birth chart is split into 12 different slices of a pie, pretty much. That's an example that you can use it as. And on this chart, each house represents a certain area of life. So, and each area of life represents a certain zodiac sign. So each house represents one zodiac sign. Each planet represents a zodiac sign. Now, I know this may be too much, but pretty much, like I said, in a birth chart, you will find planets and stars. You'll find each 12 zodiac sign, and you will find 12 houses in that house. And basically, based on where the planets are located within the chart, depending on what planets in a certain house and zodiac sign, can give us information as to how you are as a person. What's your personality all about? How you express yourself, how you communicate, how you love, and so much more. So in this birth chart, we're able to see all this information just by looking at the location of the planets when you were born.
So, like I stated before, the planets represent a certain zodiac sign. So, we're going to go over exactly what each planet represents. So, the Cancer represents the moon, Venus represents Libra and Taurus, and we have Saturn that represents Aquarius and Capricorn. Mercury represents Virgo and Gemini. Jupiter represents Sagittarius and Pisces, and Mars represents Aries and Scorpio. We also have Sun representing Leo. So there are some planets that are missing. We have Neptune that also represents Pisces. We have Pluto that represents Scorpio, and Uranus that represents Aquarius. So these are the planets that represent a certain zodiac sign and also represent the characteristics of those signs as well.
So now that we kind of have a brief understanding of what a birth chart and what astrology is, the main purpose of us being here right now is to understand exactly what our life purpose is. So, like I said, in your birth chart, you have access to so much information. And one of those things that you have access to is what your life purpose is in this lifetime. So the way we identify the life purpose in your birth chart is by identifying the North Node. So what the North Node is the North Lunar Node on the moon that indicates our life purpose and the kind of experiences we must go through in order to fulfill our life journey, depending on the zodiac sign it's located in. So pretty much our entire generation usually has the same North Node, because the North Node shifts through the zodiac signs every 18 months. So depending on what sign your North Node is, will give you an indication as to what experiences and what elements and what characteristics you must embrace in this lifetime. So this is exactly what the North Node looks like in a birth chart. And once you are able to identify what sign is in your birth chart, will help you get a better understanding as to what your life purpose is in this lifetime. So exactly opposite of our North Node is the South Node. Now I want to talk about the South Node a little bit, because the South Node is the South Lunar Node on the moon. That represents our past life and the gifts and the experiences we come in this lifetime with. So pretty much exactly 180 degrees opposite of your North Node is your South Node. And what you can identify from your South Node is what type of past life did you come from? What kind of energy and characteristics do you need to let go of so that you can embrace what you came here to do, which is your North Node? So basically, by looking at your South Node, you can understand exactly what type of past life you may have had and what experience you came into this lifetime with. So a lot of astrologers like to look at your South Node to understand exactly what your past life may have been like, what kind of experiences you have in this lifetime, and the type of gifts you may hold coming into this lifetime, so that we can understand how it can help you embrace your North Node in this lifetime. So we can look at both the North Node and South Node in your birth chart. So I'm going to show you an example of how you can identify your North Node in your own birth chart. But before we begin, I want to give you guys the steps as to how you can find your own birth chart. So if you don't already have one, please grab a piece of paper and a pen so that you can write down how you can get and generate your own birth chart. So you want to start by going to astro.com. Astro.com is a pretty accurate birth chart generator. And here you can find your birth chart. So you want to go to astro.com. You want to click on free horoscopes, as I have pictured below. And when you get to that menu button, you want to click natal chart and ascendant. So once you click that, you are going to come to another option that says sign in or click guest option. You want to click guest option if you don't already have an account with this website. You want to enter your birth chart. Now, in order to get an accurate birth chart reading, you must have your exact birth time, your location, and your date of birth. That's the only way to have an accurate analysis of your birth chart. You need to know the exact time you was born. If you don't know the exact time you were born, you can generate a birth chart, but it's not going to show you exactly what placements and houses these zodiac signs are in the planets. So you want to make sure you have your exact birth time. If you don't have access to your birth time, you can either ask your parents, or you can go and try to get your birth certificate on you can go on Google and search how you can get your birth certificate, because your birth certificate holds the time of birth you were on that. So that's how you can get your birth time. So once you're able to put the birth information in, you will generate a chart like this. And this will be what potentially your birth chart would look like. So I know it might look like gibberish, because it is, if you're not familiar with the signs, you may get confused, but there's a chart at the bottom of your birth chart that will tell you exactly what each of these symbols mean, so you can have an idea as to what all this gibberish looks like. But pretty much what it tells you is basically where all the planets are located in this chart, what signs these planets are located in, and what houses each symbol is located in. So what I have pointed to right here is the North Node and the sign it's in. So for instance, this arrow right here is pointing to the North Node, as I let you know earlier, and it's in the sign of Leo. So this person's North Node is in the sign of Leo. So that's what we're pretty much looking for in your birth chart. So if you don't have it already, you can grab one later and come back to this video, or if you have any questions, again, you can let me know. And towards the in a few minutes, I'll go over exactly what it means to have the North Node in each zodiac sign. So this is another example of how to find your North Node and South Node. So like I said before, the North Node is exactly opposite of the South Node. So if the North Node, for example, is in the sign of Capricorn, exactly 180 degrees opposite of Capricorn is going to be Cancer. So if your North Node is in Cancer, in Capricorn, your South Node is in Cancer. If your North Node is in Aquarius, your South Node is going to be in Leo. If your North Node is in Pisces, your South Node is going to be in Virgo. If your North Node is in Aries, your South Node is going to be in Libra. If your North Node is in Taurus, your South Node is going to be in Scorpio. If your North Node is in Gemini, your South Node is going to be in Sagittarius, and so forth. So Cancer opposite Capricorn, Leo opposite Aquarius, Virgo opposite Pisces, Libra opposite Aries, Scorpio opposite Taurus, and Sagittarius opposite Gemini. So they're always, the North and South Node are always going to be exactly opposite of each other. There's no other instances why it would be anything other than the exact opposite of that zodiac sign. So basically, like I said, the North Node looks like a horseshoe, pointing north, and a horseshoe pointing south. That's how you can locate it in your own birth chart. So this is exactly what you want to look for when you find it in your birth chart. So you want to pay attention to exactly what sign it's in, and also the house it's in. But that's something we'll talk about later on. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about what the North Node means in each sign. So I'm basically going to talk about what it means to have the North Node in a certain zodiac sign, so you can understand exactly what qualities you have to embrace in this lifetime, what type of experiences you are here to embrace and learn in this lifetime. So we are going to start with the zodiac sign Aries. Okay, so let's get started. So if your North Node is in Aries, in this lifetime you're here to be bold and adventurous. You're here to take risks and go for everything you've ever wanted in your life. You're here to be independent. You're here to show the world how to be a leader. You're here to be self-reliant. You're here to prioritize your own goals, be comfortable being alone, and be more assertive. In a past life, you may have been someone who was super codependent. So pretty much if your North Node is in Aries, your South Node was in Libra. So you may have been someone who was codependent on others. You may have been too generous, didn't do things for yourself. You was the peacemaker, and you pretty much always, fell back and relied on others and groups and other people to gain things in life. And in this lifetime, you're here to let go of those qualities and be more bold and brave. You're here to show exactly what it is to be a leader and a pioneer and do what's best for you. You are here to allow yourself to just do things on your own without relying on other people. So if you have a North Node in Aries, these are some of the qualities you are here to embrace in this lifetime. So, if your North Node is in the sign of Taurus, you are here to embrace nurturing yourself and practicing patience. Okay? So, you're here to build practical and stable foundations. You're here to embrace the need for tangible and material things in your life. You're here to find balance between the spiritual and material world. And you're here to make your own money and not rely on other people to help you. And you're also here to speak your truth. In your past life, you may have relied heavily on other people's finances and success, and you didn't go and get your own success. So pretty much you may be a master manipulator and try to get people to do things for you so that you can, be successful in life, but it's not going to work for you in this lifetime. You are here to create your own stable foundation. You're here to get out and work for what you want. Because when you get out there and, try to create something for yourself, you will find the stability. But you can't do it at the expense of others. So you're here to embrace the material things in life, beauty, food. You're here to indulge in those types of things and enjoy the finer things of life. So once you're able to, get into, find stability in your life, you will be able to embrace these things openly. And that's what you're supposed to embrace in this lifetime. Let go of trying to control things. Let go of, you know, having faith and just hoping that things will work out in your favor. You need to find a balance of the spiritual world and the material world. And still go out and work for what you want in your life. So if you have a North Node in Taurus, this is what you're here to embrace. So if your North Node is in Gemini, okay, you have a South Node in Sagittarius. So what you're here to learn in this lifetime is to indulge in curiosity and question everything. You're here to learn effective communication. You're here to value staying in one place long enough to create lasting relationships and be a part of a community. In your past life, you may have been someone who just traveled far distance often, and you just didn't sit still long enough. In your past life, you may have been known to be a teacher, a guru, a religious leader who just knew a lot because you experienced every area of life. So you knew a lot. So because of that, you may have come into this lifetime being a know-it-all, which sometimes is not good because a lot of people may get annoyed because you think you know everything. So in this lifetime, you're here to be a learner, like a student, and not so much act as if you know everything. You're here to embrace effective communications in all avenues, whether it's writing, speaking, listening. Active listening is very important in this lifetime. You're here to keep an open mind. You're here to also just jump into hobbies and that involve working with your hands or in small groups. You're here to be involved with, working with other people, being in a community setting, and allowing yourself to just be. And, learn a little different avenues. Embrace short distance travel and not always want to go far distance. It's important for you to embrace some of these qualities in this lifetime because that's why you're here in this lifetime. Let go of the Sagittarius of, like I said, acting as if you know and know it all and being a teacher, and just be a learner, be a student in this lifetime. Okay? So those are some of the qualities you're here to embrace as a Gemini North Node. So if your North Node is in Cancer, you are here to embrace your feelings. You're here to put your feelings first and accept sensitivity. In your past life, you may have been someone who just wasn't very expressive when it came to your emotions. You may have been very serious. You may have been a workaholic, a go-getter, just, knew how to just get a job and accomplish all your goals. In this lifetime, you're here to find balance between your work life and your family life. You need to accept and share feelings with the world. You need to embrace your maternal, your feminine, and your nurturing side of life. Because in this lifetime, you're here to be more of the mother. So in the Zodiac sign, the sign of Cancer is known as the mom, and the Capricorn is known as the dad. So you're here to be more of the mom this lifetime. You're here to, and when you think of mom, what do you think of? Someone who's nurturing, loving, protective. That's what you're here to learn in this lifetime, to be that type of person, nurturing, loving, and express your feelings and show people that you love them. You're here to connect with people from your heart, practice self-care, and again, balance your work life. Because in this lifetime, working extra hard is not going to always bring you happiness. So you have to look within, express your feelings, love, nurture your family, friends, and people around you, and that's where you will find true happiness. So if you have the North Node in Cancer, that's what it means to have that North Node and actually some of the qualities you need to embrace in this lifetime. So if your North Node is in Leo, you are here to embrace being brave. You're here to develop self-confidence and step out and be the center of attention. You. This lifetime is all about you. You're here to have fun and have that childlike energy and embrace your creativity. You're here to live out loud and be bold and brave. So Leo represents the sign, the sun, and also the lion. So you're here to be loud, and everything's about you. You're here to light up the world. Okay, be self-expressive and live from your heart. You're here to be generous with your heart. You're here to bond with children and embrace the romantic side of life, okay? And be a leader. In your past life, you may have been someone who was, kind of hid under the shadow of your friends and didn't take the spotlight so much. You kind of just, fell back, helped a lot of other people, was a humanitarian. But in this lifetime, it's a little bit about you. It's not about your friends, it's about you. Show everybody what you're made of. Be that leader, step out, and be creative and show the world how to be dramatic and be that fiery Leo. So that's what it means to have your North Node in Leo. So if your North Node is in Virgo, okay, you are here to set clear boundaries. You're here to be of service to others. You're here to be more practical. You're here to take care of yourself. Make sure you are setting daily routines for yourself. Make sure you're taking care of your health. You're here to put structure into your life. You're here to pay attention to details, develop technical skills, and you need to embrace being a problem solver. Okay? So in your past life, you may have been someone who just relied on faith a lot. You may have been someone who was very private. You retreated a lot. You was a daydreamer. You tried to escape reality. You was someone who may have been walked all over because you wanted to help everybody. You was a humanitarian and just, wanted to help everybody. And in this lifetime, you need to set boundaries. You need to work on being of service to others in a practical way. You could be a doctor, a nurse in this lifetime. You want to help and care for, you could be a healer. You want to help and care for others, but with boundaries in place. Okay? And once you understand that, if you start setting boundaries and setting daily routines for yourself and allowing things to flow easily and in an organized way, you will accomplish your goals a lot easier. So if your North Node is in Virgo, these are some of the qualities you need to embrace in this lifetime. Okay, so if your North Node is in Libra, okay, so again, the exact opposite sign of Libra is Aries. You are here to let go of being a leader, okay? And not so much be a follower, but be more codependent on others. You're here to embrace working with others. You're here to embrace peace and harmony. In a past life, you may have, loved adventure and chaos and, loudness. And in this lifetime, you're here to just tone it down for a second, be less independent and be more codependent. You're here to be diplomatic and a peacemaker. So instead of you starting all the issues, you want to be the person who actually brings everybody down to earth and, calm the situation and make peace. You need to learn how to cooperate with others. You want to depend on your partnerships, relationships, and in business and even beyond that. You have to be more generous and friendly. Like I said, not be so much selfish and it's all about you. It's more so you're here to actually share with others. And you're here to enjoy the beauty of material things and take care of yourself. As a Libra, you're known that is known to be very take care of yourself and not so much just say, I don't care. Not be careless, but take care of yourself in this lifetime. Indulge in those things that you want to do that are beautiful because you deserve it in this lifetime, okay? So if you have a North Node in Libra, that's what some of the qualities you're here to embrace in this lifetime. So if your North Node is in Scorpio, okay, what you're here to embrace is change, okay? North Node in Scorpio can sometimes be intense. So if your North Node is in Scorpio, you're here to embrace change and learning and exploring. In a past life, you may have had a lot of stability. You may have been someone who worked their butt off to gain success in their life, to have stability, to have material wealth. And in this lifetime, that's kind of being ripped away from you. You may like those things. You may not like change, but I'm telling you, you have to embrace change in this lifetime because the universe is always going to find a way to change things up in your lifetime if you refuse to let that go. Because in the past life, you may have been someone stubborn. So in this lifetime, you may be stubborn as well. And you're here to let go of being stubborn, embrace the unknown, and not plan everything because it's not going to work for you in this lifetime. You need to let go of attachment to luxury and comfort. That's not going to be important to you in this lifetime. Let go of trying to attach to things that don't matter. Material wealth doesn't matter so much in this lifetime. You need to believe the universe and have faith that everything will work in your favor, because success and abundance will follow it once you let go. Stop trying to control everything. You need to be able to receive gifts from others and share. You need to embrace your spirituality and allow others to help you financially and into joint ventures. As a Taurus South Node, you may have been someone who just did it on their own and didn't need nobody's help. You are a go-getter, natural go-getter, so you know how to gain success in this lifetime. But you know what? It's okay to have people help you financially. It's okay to, work with other people to gain success. Those are some of the qualities you need to embrace in this lifetime. If you're able to do that, like I said, abundance will follow. So have faith that things will work out in your favor. Okay? So if your North Node is in Sagittarius, you're here to do the opposite of Gemini, and you're here to embrace learning and exploring. Instead of doing short distance travel in this lifetime, you need to embrace taking long distance travel. You need to embrace other cultures. You need to embrace seeking wisdom and traveling outside of the norm. Instead of just driving up the street or driving to the next state over or the next city over, next town, you're here to get on a plane and go and experience something different. You're here to embrace being a student of life and learn all avenues. You want to expand and grow in all areas of life. You need to learn to go with the flow. You need to learn to be more adventurous and make long distance connections. And you're here to be a teacher and inspire others. You may even be a religious leader. Okay? So you're here to embrace your spiritual or religious side of your life and rely on your intuition and higher consciousness in this world. So, and with this North Node, you may be someone who is stuck and have no idea as to what you want to do in this lifetime, because you have so many options and you're all over the place. You're just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I want to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And in your past life, that's because you was curious and you got to experience different avenues of life. But in this lifetime, you're here to honestly learn and seek wisdom about life and just enjoy just understanding and learn exactly what you truly love to do. Because once you understand that, you'll start embracing what you're supposed to do in this lifetime, and abundance again will follow. So that's what it means to have your North Node in Sagittarius. Okay, so if your North Node is in the sign of Capricorn, you are here to do the exact opposite of Cancer, which is to let go of the feminine side, let go of nurturing so much everybody and relying on your emotions, and be more the dad and be more serious. You're here to embrace setting goals and commit to achieving them. Okay, so you could have been someone who was the stay-at-home mom and just took care of your family. So in this lifetime, you're here to establish your own roots. You're here to work hard and find consistency for things in your life and be consistent. You're here to be a leader. You're here to be disciplined and responsible. And you're here to be self-sufficient and take care of yourself. You're not supposed to rely on others in this lifetime. You're here to get up, get a job, get a career going for yourself, be a leader, and do your own thing and show that you can do it and that you don't need nobody else to do it. Just, again, slow and steady wins the race. It's all about for this North Node. So it takes time. It's going to take consistent goal setting and committing to those things that you want in your life to achieve the things you want in your lifetime. So it's very important that you take the time to put little goals, little actions toward the things you want in your lifetime, and establish roots for your own self, because you're here to let go of relying on others to do things for you and actually get up and go do it for yourself. So that's what it means to have the North Node in Capricorn. So
if your North Node is in Aquarius, then you are here to embrace working in groups. You're here to be a humanitarian. You're here to bring new life and new ways of doing things. You're here to embrace collaboration, group activities, community projects. You're here to be eccentric, unique, inventive, and different. You're here to build fulfilling relationships, and you're here to detach from your ego. So in a past life, you may have been someone who may have been royal, or someone who didn't care about humanity. You may have been someone who thought that everything was about them. You could have been center stage. You could have been someone who was famous, and someone who always had all eyes on them. And in this lifetime, you are here to care about humanity. You're here to work with friends and figure out a way to help the world, or figure out a way to help humanity. So you want to embrace the qualities of being a leader, just like you was in your past life, but in the way you are working in groups. Be able to work with the community, work with the collective, and bring in different ideas and help have a way to serve others and be a humanitarian.
And then last but not least, if your North Node is in Pisces, you are here to embrace spirituality. You're here to give up a sense of control. You're here to enjoy working alone in your privacy. You're here to be more vulnerable and be seen. You're here to embrace being a leader through art. You're here to serve without judgment, connect to your faith and intuition, and inspire others, okay? So, in a past life, you may have been someone who controlled everything, who planned everything, who was very, analytical and practical about taking care of your health and, you know, just, being in control and trying to plan things. But in this lifetime, you may notice that things fall apart now. Every time you try to plan something, it just doesn't go in your favor because you're not meant to plan things. You're not meant to control things in this lifetime. You're here to just let it go. Let things happen naturally. So you'll start to realize that just, going with the flow will work best for you. Chaos is going to work for you. Okay? So let go of trying to plan, control, and setting boundaries for everything and allow things to just flow and happen in this lifetime. Rely on your intuition that things will work out in your favor, and things will, because controlling things in this lifetime is not going to work for you. So if you have a North Node in Pisces, these are some of the things you need to embrace in this lifetime. So on top of understanding what your North Node is in, you need to pay attention to the house that the North Node is in. So as you can see right here, this North Node is in the sign of Leo, but it's in the 8th house. So when you're looking at understanding exactly what your North Node is, you need to pay attention to also what it means to what area of life you need to embrace your North Node in. So in this example, this person needs to embrace the Leo North Node within the 8th house. And that's going to further define your life purpose through thorough analysis of your birth chart. So that is actually a whole nother monster to tackle, because on top of understanding what your North Node is, you need to understand exactly what area of life you need to embrace your North Node is. And I'm not going to explain that today on this class, but again, if you want more clarity as to exactly what your life purpose is, that's something you need to take into consideration as to how to further define and understand your life purpose in this lifetime. So, now that I have went over exactly what a birth chart is, what astrology is, and how to find your life purpose, now you could kind of effectively go on your own birth chart and kind of begin to understand and do your own research as well on what your life purpose is. If you're still confused and not sure of your life purpose and want to know more about your birth chart and how to use the tools within your birth chart to understand who you are a little bit better, you can get a birth chart reading. There are people out there, including myself, that help people analyze their birth chart and use the tools in their birth chart to live their life purpose, understand exactly who they are and use it to their advantage to really capitalize on success in their life. So if you want a birth chart reading, I want you to use the link below to schedule a free info session with me so I can give you more information on how you can learn more about your birth chart. So if you want to learn more about who you are, how you can use the tools to live your best life, book a free info session with me today, because I promise you you will find out so much information about yourself that you probably was not even privy to, okay? So I want you to book now on my website, Astrology by B. The link is below. You can click yes, you want to book a free info session with me. And I will be happy to talk to you and help you understand exactly what a birth chart is. If you have any questions, you can, come to me with any questions you may have had with this class, and I'll be happy to answer anything you may be questioning. And if you want to work with me, I offer coaching, and I help other people accomplish their goals using the truth within their birth chart. I help people understand and help them in their relationships and things like that. So if you're interested in learning more about, book a free info session with me. I'll be so glad to help you with anything you may have questions about. Thank you so much again for joining me on my free masterclass. I hope you truly gained a lot of information. You learned a little bit about what possibly your life purpose is in this lifetime. And like I said, if you're interested in learning more about who you are as an individual and, digging deep into exactly what your life purpose is, I'll be happy to help. I hope you guys have a great day, evening, night, morning. And again, thank you so much for joining me on my masterclass, and I will see you guys later. Talk to you soon.